Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala khatimin nabiyyin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Fa'auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Qala Allah ta'ala fi Surah Al-Anaam. وَإِن يَمْسَسْكَ اللَّهُ بِضُرٍّ فَلَا كَاشِفَ لَهُ إِلَّا هُوَ وَإِن يَمْسَسْكَ بِخَيْرٍ فَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. Translation: And if Allah should touch you with adversity, then none can remove it except Him. And if He touches you with a good fortune, then He has all the power over everything. This is an extremely important ayah, and if someone understands this ayah and apply this ayah on himself or herself, his attitude towards the others and towards the world will change. In this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives the adversity to human, and if He gives the adversity, no one in the universe can remove it except Him. And the adversity would include any bad thing like pain or disease or loss or health or death of the family member. Anything that is bad would include in this concept of adversity. On the other hand, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides to give any goodness to one of His slaves, then no one can stop it. And the goodness includes the health, the wealth, the children, property, and everything that is considered good comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when Allah decides to give goodness to someone, nobody can stop it. There is a very famous and important hadith on this topic. Hazrat Abdullah bin Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu says that one day I was following on a path Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said, "Oh boy, you be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guard you. You be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will find in front of you. And whenever you ask something, you ask to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you ask help, you ask help to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you should have the belief in your heart that if the whole humanity is united to give you any goodness, then they cannot give you any goodness other than what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for you. And if all the humanity gathers together and they try to give you any harm, so they cannot give you any harm except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for you." And this hadith is recorded in Tirmizi. So the harm or the goodness, everything is written, and this is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to give any harm, nobody can stop it. And if He wants to give any goodness, nobody can stop it. In the next ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَهُوَ الْقَاهِرُ فَوْقَ عِبَادِهِ وَهُوَ الْحَكِيمُ الْخَبِيرُ. Translation: He is dominant, having supreme hold over His slaves, and He is all wise, all aware. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the absolute authority to keep His slaves in whatever state He decides, and His decision is based on His absolute wisdom and His absolute knowledge. So He gives or takes from His slaves according to His absolute wisdom and knowledge, and nobody can object on His decisions. Oh Allah, help us get this belief in our hearts that You are the only one who is absolutely in control of all the goodness and all the adversities. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.